guys, and my name is Kyron. Why don't you just say your name, since there's such a few people?
Yeah, my name is Ina.
Ina?
I have no expectation. I'm just floating and excited.
Good. This is all about no expectations, so you're in the right place.
That's a perfect name for a workshop, Ina.
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 Well, this is all about Ina, so 100%. So, well, let's see, what is this workshop about? So this is going to be a workshop, so because it's like, I'm not just going to, especially since we've got a nice small group, we're going to do some stuff,
Yeah.
if you want to, like.
Breakthrough.
Love
Yeah.
stuff. We love stuff.
Yeah.
Bring on the stuff.
Yeah, lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff. I'll move this since you guys are kind of over here, and here's more people.
Welcome.
Welcome! Yay! We've been waiting for you. What's your name?
I'm Caroline.
Caroline. I'm Kyron. And you, everybody say your name all at once?
Robin.
Okay, you got to remember that. Oh, here comes some more people.
Oh my God.
Dun, dun.
Welcome.
Welcome! Greg, Kyron. Everybody say your name all at once?
Robin.
So we're testing you on that later. It's a test of your psychic skills. You have to differentiate everybody's names. All right. So, my name is Kyron. I've been doing the spiritual thing. In fact, I've been doing the spiritual thing with those two characters for decades now. Especially since I moved to Australia, which was in like 98. So I was only 5 years old then. Like I said, I'm getting back into actually doing physical stuff. I've been online, so I'm online. I've got a podcast called The Master Keys of Creation with about 1 zillion podcasts. And anyway, there's some flyers over there. So what I'm going to be doing is some funky stuff. So this is all about. So it's two big things. You're going to be toning and light language. What these guys know. Does anybody know what toning and light language is? Anybody? No? Well, I'm going to demonstrate, so you'll find out quickly. So toning is let me give you a little intro. So first of all, we're all source. Maybe you know that, maybe you don't. You're all source in a human body. You're not a human having a spiritual experience. You're a spirit having a human experience. And we're, from my knowing, I won't even say perspective, my knowing is that we've all come to this planet to have fun. That's our number one mission in life, is to have fun, because our true divine essence is joy. And when you're in alignment, and this is also, this seminar, this workshop's all about source. That's all I talk about, really. Joy and source. Because we're all source. We're all source in human bodies, and our purpose in life is joy. And the basis of life is freedom. We have the freedom to create whatever we want. So, you may think your purpose is this and that, to heal yourself or heal others or heal the planet or whatever. That's kind of like your sideline mission. That's kind of like the things where you go, yeah, I'd like to do that. Yeah, I'll do that. And some of those intentions you set in before coming. But I guarantee not one of you said, I'm going to save anybody, because nobody needs saving. You didn't come here to heal anybody, because nobody really needs healing. Okay, yeah, maybe they, develop some issues, and maybe they need some assistance getting back on track. But your purpose in life, the reason you came to planet Earth, is to have fun, to be in joy. And the most fun you can ever have is when you're connected to your source. So your guys are all source. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again, so you get that. You're all God, if you want to use that old terminology. You're goddess, if you want to use that terminology. You're all that is. So, imagine that you're everything, because that's what source really is. Source is everything. Source is everyone. And you're all source in a human body. So the most fun that you're ever going to have, the best you're ever going to feel, is when you're connected to your source. And of course, we use things in life to kind of help us connect to source. You know, we use love, we use relationship, we use sex, we use drugs, we use fun, doing fun stuff. Because anytime you focus on it in a positive way, towards fun things, you feel connected to your source. Anytime you're thinking in a positive way, you're connected to your source. Because your source, imagine, your source, of course, only ever thinks in positive ways, never ever thinks negatively, never ever thinks about unwanted things. Only always thinks about positive things. Only always thinks about what you want, not what you don't want. And you're always going to be happy when you're thinking about what you do want, and you're always going to be unhappy when you think about what you don't want. So, if you want to have fun on planet Earth, just think about fun stuff, focus on fun stuff, and don't think about unfun stuff, because that's no fun. And because cosmonauts, source beings in human bodies, just want to have fun. That's all we really do want. Everybody now. And we just want to have fun. Come on in. Are you here for the workshop? Come on in. We're here to... Yes. No, most definitely. This workshop is all about no hesitation whatsoever. So just jump right on in. Everybody say, welcome!
Welcome!
So I'll just bring you up to date. We're all here to have a ton of fun. That's basically it. We don't really need to talk anything about anything more, except more ways to have fun. And of course, the best way to have fun is to connect to your source, because when you're connected to your source, you feel your power, you feel your love, you feel unconditional love, you love everybody, you love everything, and you feel good all the time. So that's like the intro. That's like the basics. That's Source 101. That's Heaven on Earth 101. That's Be Who You Truly Are 101. And then I'm going to, do because this is a workshop, and I was getting it in my head, that's clear, and because I wanted to do some toning and light language, because I haven't even done a lot for a long time. And it's one of my most favorite things to do. So I asked this earlier, the intro group, who's ever done some toning and light language? Of course, you too. Never. All right, and I've noticed in the catalog, in the Starlight, because I've been going to the Starlight for years and years and years, and there's 5 different people doing toning and light language at this Starlight. Whereas 10 years ago, nothing. No, it was those 2 and me, and that'd be it. So it's really becoming commonplace, kind of like ETs are becoming commonplace. It's like, UFOs in the air, no big deal. Oh, the UFO just landed out on the field there, no big deal. Eventually it's going to be like that. So, and it's kind of like that. The spiritual community, of course, is leading the way towards all of that. For us, for me, especially ETs, UFOs, cosmic weird shit is no big deal. It's like average, everyday stuff. And it's kind of becoming like that for everyone. So, without further ado, I'll just do some toning. So what's the purpose of toning? So this seminar, what is it called? It's called, I wrote it down so I could remind myself. Okay. The art of, all right, here we go. Oh, no, that's not it. Well, I wrote down the thing in regards to toning and light language. So, what is toning and light language? It's basically the art of receiving. That's what this is all about. Receiving. Opening up your channel, as it were. Who's gone to a channeled seminar? And of course, you've read channeled books. So, what channeling is somebody basically, their spirit, their source, or an ascended master, or an angel, whatever, is there with them and vibrating. And then they're translating that vibration into sound or words. Well, we're gonna translate our own sources into tones. Like that's a good transition. It's kind of like you meditate first, so that you stop your mind, and then you receive, and then you can even channel guidance for your own self. But jumping from receiving from your own source to writing down things or speaking things, you might need to take a few steps to get back. So one of the purposes of this is to help you guys connect to your own source so that you can get your own guidance, to know what to do. Then you don't have to, all due respect to all the psychics and so forth in there, you won't have to go to the psychic because you're your own psychic. You can get your own guidance. And to get that guidance, one rule we've already established: have fun. Get connected to joy. It's joy first, and then you attract joyful things. It's not, when I get joyful things, then I'll be happy. That's where everybody on planet Earth, 99.999% of people, get it completely wrong, because they're all about getting stuff to be happy, whereas it's really the opposite. Flip that, it's be happy, then you attract good stuff, and good people, and fun experiences, and so forth. So get happy, connect to source. How do you connect to source? Well, meditation, of course. Stopping your mind. So, because see, we're chitty chatter about this, that, and we focus on a lot of unwanted things and so forth, and then we get a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A train is going. It's got a lot of momentum. You got lots of momentum that maybe isn't the kind of momentum you want, because what you want is all positive momentum. So your train is a freight train of goodness rather than a freight train of crap. You know what I'm saying? So meditation stops the momentum of the train. Now the train's stopped at the station. Well, now you can flip the tracks and get your train going in the optimal direction. So you do that with a little bit of meditation. And one great way to get into that really meditative state is with toning and light language. So here's some toning for you. It's sort of like a crystal bowl. And why are crystal bowls so good? Because they're just a pure vibration. So you wanna. I'm gonna have you guys do this, and of course you can just everybody will be doing it at once, so nobody's on the spot. You know what I'm saying? Unless somebody wants to come up and be the king or queen of toning. So anyway, so it's a great way to open things up. So to open things up, you want to raise your vibration. You want to get to a mindless state. So there's lots of different, of course, everybody does affirmations, right? You guys are all doing affirmations and visualizations. You're all visualization kings and queens. Well, if you're not, I highly recommend it. But before you do any affirmations, you want to sort of clear the slate. Meditate first, then do affirmations. You don't want to kind of try to use affirmations to get you into an aligned state. You want to use meditation first, toning, light language, so that you're kind of like stoned, naturally stoned, because you are centered in your heart, in your soul, in your source, as it were. And so a great way to do that is toning. So here's some more toning for you. And it's like impossible for me to think when I'm doing that. It's like impossible. I'm going to try to think and tone at the same time. I'm gonna mess it up. It's like not possible. So it really opens up the chakras, opens up the pineal. Like I can feel my pineal gland open when I do that. I can feel my prana tube open up when I do that. It's just an opener. Now I'll do a bit of light language for you. So that's like pure tone. No, I'm not translating the frequency into anything. Just pure vibration, no words whatsoever. So light language is a good transition between toning and then even words. So like, when somebody channels, like for instance Abraham, when Esther Hicks channels Abraham, she's translating Abraham's vibration into words, or any other channel. They're because Source does not, Ascended Masters, all the beings on the other dimensions, they don't whisper in your ear words. They don't speak words. They speak vibration. And then you translate that vibration into English or Spanish or whatever language you speak. So here's a bit of light language for you. So light language is, well, you'll see, it's kind of pretty far out. Yakapuna te chinda bondi mundi mundi jimunanda jimunda bum bam bum bam bum. Rakuta marati niti jinda ruka bunabanda yandanda rukuti jimata narukuta yete yijukuga. Now, does anybody have any clue what I just said? I don't even have a clue what I just said. I don't try to translate light language. I mean, yeah, in other workshops in the past, people have said, well, see if you can kind of translate it. And I can kind of translate it in maybe a few words or whatever. Or if I'm doing a session on somebody and I'm doing some specific light language or toning on them, then I might get some guidance as to what it's kind of for, specifically in a relationship to them. But I don't even try to translate it because it doesn't matter. All that matters is bringing through the vibration. All that matters is bringing through higher dimensional frequencies into this dimension, which is another massive reason why we're here. We're not here to just be struggling humans. We're here to be fun, connected humans, if you choose anyway. And of course, you guys are choosing that because otherwise you wouldn't be here, would you? You'd be hanging out at the pub, watching the footy match. But instead, you're in front of some guy doing some funky, weird stuff. This funky, weird stuff is one of the first things I ever did when I woke up spiritually. I went to a workshop. I saw a ad in the Los Angeles Yoga Times or something, some New Agey magazine. Extraterrestrial Earth mission in service to planet Earth's awakening at the Yoga Center. Gotta bloody go to that, don't I? And one of the first things they did was toning. So it's something that's been. So I'll do a little bit more for you, and then I'll get you guys to do some too. And I've taught a lot of people to do this, and it's easy if you just allow. That's the absolute key. Just allow and don't think and don't judge. Because it's all about, channeling is all about not judging. It's complete, pure, 100% unconditional love. There's no judgment whatsoever. If anybody is quote-unquote channeling or quote-unquote a psychic and something comes through that's like, judgmental, etc., that's not the real stuff. That's not. So here we go. Here's some more, and then I'll have you guys kind of do some too. That's one of my favorite ones. I don't know. It's like obviously Tibetan. Nobody taught me how to do that, by the way. I didn't go to Tibet and learn how to do throat sounding. It just kind of happened. That's kind of very fairy, obviously.
noite simpatai. Akapau kaitinamawa.
So obviously it's a really good way to connect to a lot of different things. So I was doing some fairy, I'm doing some Tibetan stuff. I've done, Maori, Aboriginal. It just kind of comes through, because we're not alone here. Like this room is full of beings. Like, everybody thinks there's this third dimension, earth, human place here, and then million, trillion, gajillion miles away is the spirit realm. Well, no, it's not like that. The spirit realm is here now. It's like you have to think of it in like layers and dimensions. We're on this third dimension, but also same place as the fourth dimension and the fifth dimension, and there are spirit beings all around us, and ET beings and ascended master beings, and all of your own sources. That's the most important thing, because there's no separation between you and source, you and your own source. No separation whatsoever. You think that there is, but the more you do weird stuff like this and meditate and tuning a lot of language, the more you realize, hey, there's no separation between me and my source, and there's no separation between myself and all source. There's no separation between me and those sources. Wakuta bantuniti tabokua nachakua utandi jimbunda tatarukuta tintinara kuata tachitindira kura badunda de dibejukuta panataraka. All right, so now it's your turn. So let's do a little bit of toning. So just have a play with it. So you're just playing with your own voice, but the main thing is not to think. No thinking. And of course, as soon as you say no thinking, you're going, oh, don't want to think. Oh, and then now you're thinking, oh, what am I? So anyway. Okay, so I'll start and just kind of follow through it. You can do a low tone, you can do a high tone. Have a play, go up and down the scale, and just have fun with it. That's the most important thing. So I'll start, and you can just kind of follow through. Play with doing some weird light language. Just kind of whatever comes out, doesn't matter. The whole point is don't edit yourself. Just go whatever. It's kind of like almost like baby talk, but not quite. It's because it's connected. So yeah, just do whatever. Alright, well done everybody. Just enjoy that vibration that you've just set up for yourself. Just allow yourself to feel that source connection that you've made, which is what this is all about. You've opened up the channel and really brought it through physically, vibrationally, anchored that vibration into this dimension, this physical world. And really feel that vibration, because that's also anchoring source frequency into this dimension through feeling. Kumpa jindindara gutare jindaru kukuraba kuandara yetunju kuara natairia babo mania mano jandara guia mujmuku kuano emuja aumba jimbande kumba ukumba ikia bukwa enia wonda jaboga e manaji bombaya. So there's also a lot of codes that come through with toning and light language. Activation codes, clearing codes, wake-up codes, creation codes. You'll see translations of those codes in art a lot of times from spiritual artists that turn light language into physical glyphs. Yakuma dijika mundara gia nora katai itiji mukapa. Yakuma nore tiki jugumaru guagia nadajara wa yamwatara kiki na tajundura kapaku nata ite jukura kwainia. Yakura buna majavanara la ite kiki wa manaru kuaru wakieta nalataya. So just let those codes sink in, just receive, just allow. Yamunar kutajinit kikaru kuaba, bondara tandai tajire kikiaruwa no bojimutara datai. Yakuma pukona tatai tijuku karagu tano yuku amo. Uka kujim tindirano na jiriki akora kukoa auki natare mujimonadara uka ijimbonde jimbwa Yano tajiti tiki augura oaki aguada jineti tiki ara kukaia. Ogara bora natandai okua mamo gamo gwa ganda da I da juna gwa auja waga yana. So just really revel in that vibration. Really just allow yourself to feel your own source. Because this is all about connecting to your source, channeling your own source. Being who you truly are as source. And your doorway to that is vibration, because we are all, everything is vibration. Who you truly are as source is vibration. It's not physical, it's vibrational. The physical you is just a little tip of the iceberg. The rest of you is non-physical. And your goal, so to speak, is to get to a place where you are channeling your source in a no thought state, but then being able to think, to translate, to think as source, so to speak. Because your source is not thinking, your source is just vibrating, but you translate that into thought. You can translate that into thought for yourself. You can write guidance for yourself or record guidance for yourself. But the key ingredient is, so if you need some guidance, ask, but then stop asking, because once then you have to drop into the receiving state next. It's ask and then receive. And receiving is just translating. You're translating vibration. So we'll do some more I'll do some more for you guys, and then I want you guys to do it some more for yourself. Okay, it's your turn now. So just get nice and centered. I'll start off again, and you guys just have a play, enjoy.
Woo!
All right, well done, everybody. Did everybody have fun doing that? It's good fun, eh? You're going to have the most fun when you are connected to your source. It's just how it is, because who you truly are is this huge, massive, multidimensional, interdimensional, awesome being of space, time, and dimension that's infinite and unlimited and immortal in nature. And that's, the 99.999% of you, and then this little human you that's like the 0.009%, that's in having this incarnation right now. But that doesn't mean you're a little teeny thing. That means you're an awesome, big, huge thing at the same time, because there's no separation between you and your awesome sourceness. No separation whatsoever. Your source does not see you as separate from it whatsoever. Your source only sees you as awesome, magnificent, completely unlimited, completely immortal, able to do anything. All you have to do is think about it, and it is instantly created. It never ever thinks, oh, lazy. Oh, didn't do anything today. I don't know. I lost cause. No, never. No, it does not judge you. The little things we have and do with each other. Maybe you say something bad to someone. God forbid. You would never, of course, do that. But your source doesn't say, "Oh, that wasn't a very nice thing to say." Jeez. Never. Because your source never thinks, focuses, your source only, from our perspective, our sources are only focused in the future. But that's really the present. Because see, every thought you have, every desire you have, your source instantly creates it. It's old school. It's even in the Bible. Ask and you shall receive. As soon as you ask, your source instantly creates what you want. Instantly. Because it's unlimited and infinite in nature. It creates what you want in vibrational reality. And so if you left immediately, so let's say you were Don Juan, who was a Yaqui Indian, and see he could leave and go to leave and go to the Noggle as it were, as he called it. All right, so let's say you can just leave right now and go to the heaven dimension, fifth dimension, whatever you want to call it, where people go when they die. But you don't die. You just go there real quick. Well, you as source are there now, all the time, already living what you want. All the riches, all the love, all the sex, all the fun things, all the travel, all the yummy food, everything that you want. Your source is already living it. And then it's your job to channel it, so to speak, into this dimension. You know, to turn vibration into physicality. Because so we established when you guys first got here, why did you come here? To have fun. What's your purpose in life? To have fun. The purpose of life is joy. And you're the happiest when you're connected to your source. You're happiest when you're connected to your source. And why? How do we connect to source? Well, I just gave you some great tools, toning and light language. And then it also helps, if you throw in some affirmations and visualizations. A good key with visualizations is to use the little affirmation, I love the feeling of having this. Like, for instance, let's say you want more money. I love the feeling of being rich. If you say, I am rich, well, you're not going to believe that because you don't have $10 million in the bank yet. Maybe some of you do. If you do, well, I want to talk to you afterwards. But let's say you want $10 million in the bank, but you don't quite believe that you can get $10 million in the bank. But I guarantee you can enjoy the feeling of having $10 million in the bank. It may be hard for you to imagine that $10 million getting into that bank somehow. How's that going to happen? I don't know. Then you start doubting. Then you're like, and as soon as you start doubting, well then, hey, your source is way over there, already in prosperity land, having fun with the $10 million, and you're thinking about, how am I going to get $10 million? But you can instantly connect to the same vibration that your source is in by going, I love the feeling of having $10 million. Because that's what you want anyway. All you want is the feeling, is the good feelings. Your purpose of life is joy, right? We've already established that. Why do you want the money? Well, to have fun with, obviously. $10 million in the bank is worthless if you don't do anything with it. You don't play with it. You don't spend it. You don't have fun with it. You know, the lover is no good if they're just locked in a cell at home. You know, you got to have fun with that lover. You know, the car's no fun if it's just in the garage. You want to drive that car, don't you? So what you really want is the fun, the joy. And it's easy to imagine the joy of being, doing, or having that. And that's your little key. That's your master key to getting anything you want. Because it's joy first, then I attract happy things. And you can get to the joy immediately by enjoying the feeling of being, doing, and having that. So everybody close your eyes right now. And whatever you want right now, what's the, more money, lover, travel, whatever it is you want, just pick something really simple and then say, I love the feeling of having ... And then just enjoy the feeling of having that, playing with it, spending it, driving it, living in it. Because the joy is what you're after. You didn't come to earth as a spirit and go through that whole big process of getting into a body and growing up and having to deal with all the shit from society and then to finally get a mind of your own. You didn't deal with all that to just amass things to prove how good you are. You didn't come here to prove anything to anybody. You came here for the joy and fun of it. So the things that you want, they're just excuses to go on the adventure to create them. Because you're an infinite creator. You didn't come here to prove anything. You didn't come here to learn anything. Learning just comes along with the territory. Evolution just comes along with the territory. Growth just comes along with the territory. It just happens. You don't even have to think about that. All you have to think about is what's fun to do right now. What's a fun thought to think right now? If something doesn't feel good, that wasn't a very good thought. Okay, so what good thought can I come up with? I like the feeling of, having lots of money. I didn't like the thought that, oh, my bank account is empty and the wolves are barking at my door, growling at my door. I didn't like the thoughts of that, but I do like the thoughts of, having tons of tons of funny, tons of money, and having lots of funny. So clear the slate with meditation, toning, light language. Channel your source, because, like when I was doing the light language, I wasn't just, I was channeling lots of different stuff. You'll be amazed what comes through you when you start having fun with it. Fairies will come through and ancient beings will come through, and ascended masters will come through, and angels will come through. And you realize that they're all you. You could kind of compartmentalize them and say, I'm going to channel an angel now. I'm going to channel Lord Maitreya now. I'm going to channel my source now. I'm going to channel the fairies now. Like, I wasn't thinking, okay, I'm going to channel fairies now. It just happens,
Here waka wee wakura badiki ma waka waia. Ui wa ura teniti jiu. Ui waka bai teniti jiu.
Everybody feeling good? Everybody feeling your source, your awesomeness, your unlimitedness? Does anybody know what time it is?
About 6 minutes past 12.
Okay, still got about 9 minutes. Yeah, so just take a little bit more time to just really enjoy that, so that when you get home, you can reenact that. That's one of the great things about doing something like this at a seminar. It's not so you can just get the seminar and that's going to somehow make you enlightened for the rest of your life. Sorry, I wish it was that easy. This is a daily alignment thing. Like, if you get stuck into my podcasts, practically everybody one I'm saying, every single day you got to get into alignment. Every single day you got to get into alignment. Because every single day you get a fresh start. That's the great thing about sleep. When you go to sleep, you completely disconnect from attraction. So all day you're attracting, right? The law of attraction is happening because you are conscious. When you go to sleep, you reconnect to source. You're disconnected from the law of attraction, so to speak. You're no longer offering positive or negative things that are attracting good or bad things. And then, so the great thing about that is you can get before you go to sleep, you can ask for a nice cellular regeneration. You can say, hey, source, I want every cell in my body to be regenerated. And then when I wake up, I want to just feel on top of the moon, energized. So set that intention before you go to sleep. And then when you wake up, because you will wake up with a nice fresh start, as long as you don't start thinking old negative thoughts. You want to start immediately while you're fresh, while you got a fresh head, so to speak. Start thinking positive things. That's what you want to set your nice positive intentions for the day. So do 15 minutes of meditation. You don't have to do you don't have to spend 20 years in a cave learning to meditate. Just 15 minutes every day. Followed by some affirmations, some visualizations, I love the feeling of this, and say your intentions for the day. I let you know if you whatever you've got set up for the day. I think see that going really smoothly. Set that intention for the day. Where when you're driving, you're alert. You're surrounded by other cool people. Nobody's trying to run you over. If you got some meetings set up, see them happening nice and smooth and cool, and everything works out. See yourself always being in the right place at the right time with the right people. Set that intention every day, and then you're consciously creating what you want, rather than, because what normal humans do is they just jump out of bed, they turn on the news, and they start reacting to life. What's good in life that I'm going to like, and what's bad in life that I'm going to hate. And that is no way to live. That's reacting. You want to become a actor. That's why I studied acting, so that it's sort of like doing affirmations is like learning your lines. Learn your morning affirmation lines so that all day you're sort of living out those affirmations like a cosmic play. You've learned your lines. I love the feeling of everything going wonderful today, and then beautiful people come into my life every day, and wonderful opportunities come into my life every day. And then you go out, the curtain comes up, you step out into the world, and you start acting that play. You're acting your lines. Don't do what people do. They just get up and start. So take some time for yourself. It's your magic time. Your Tony Robbins calls it your hour of power. Or your 30 minutes to thrive. So you get into alignment. Do some meditation. Do some toning. That's the quickest way to get into alignment, as far as I'm concerned. If you just got 5 minutes to get into alignment, shit. Do some toning, or during the day, some shit flies, somebody's in your face, whatever, just put the old vehicle in reverse, beep, 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 get the hell out of there and go find a place to get centered again. Go out and go by a tree and go, woo! And then you realize that all that shit doesn't matter. Because none of the shit matters. None of it. None of it matters. And remember, I'll leave you with this. Who you truly are as source never focuses on anything negative. Ever. That would be like, that'd be thinking about the past. Source is never in the past. Your source is never in the past. Ever, 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 ever. Your source is always creating, always creating, always creating. You don't create from the past. You create from now based on what you want. You don't create from what you don't want. What you don't want is your launching pad. Because you get clear about what you want when you're clear about what you don't want. I don't like that. I don't like how that rude person treated me. Okay, I'm clear on that. So now what do you want? So always ask that question. What do I want? Well, I want nice people. I want beautiful people. I want caring people. I want compassionate people in my life. People that know who they are. Thanks for coming, YouTube. And thanks everybody for coming. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Please, I did record this. I'm happy to give you the audios and videos of it for free. Put yourself on my email list. I'm going to start teaching some seminars in Mullen and on the Gold Coast. Grab a flyer. It's got my website on it, my podcast. I also teach improvisation, which I was going to do, but just didn't seem right. The toning and light language took precedence. I was going to do a little bit of improvisation, which is an acting thing where you are... has anybody ever seen Whose Line Is It Anyway? Or seen it? Whose Line Is It Anyway? It's an improv show. Anyway, I kind of consider it channeling, which is why I teach it. Because you're just spontaneously speaking. And so anybody that lives locally. You know, if you think you might be interested, I do a class every Thursday, so there's some flyers over there. So thanks again, everybody.
Yeah.